That thought you're running from right now? The one that claws at your ribs when the world sleeps? Tonight, we let it speak. Let it uncoil from the dark space it has made for itself just behind your sternum. Let it fill the room. Don't you turn away. Don't you reach for the phone, for the distraction, for the cold blue light that will silence it for another few hours. Because this is the real work. This is the meeting you have been avoiding all day, all week, all your life. The one with yourself. The one where no one else is in the room. And the only item on the agenda is the single, trembling question. Are you enough? And the voice, your voice, the one that has been trained so well to sound like reason, like realism, like the sober truth, is about to deliver its report. And it is not good. It starts not as a word, but as a sensation. A cold, dense weight in the gut, like you've swallowed a stone from a frozen river. It's the feeling that arrives the moment you wake, before your eyes are even open. A leaden companion to the new day. It's the weight behind your eyelids, the extra gravity that seems to press down on your limbs, making the simple act of swinging your feet to the floor feel like a monumental effort. This is the first punch of the clock. This is the beginning of your shift. The job, to believe despite the weight, to get up anyway. You make the coffee. The ritual of it, the grounding scent of the beans, the slow dripping patience of the machine. This is the first act of rebellion. A small, quiet order imposed upon the chaos. You look out the window at a world that seems to be moving with a purpose you can't quite remember. Cars know their roads. Birds know their flight paths. Everyone, it seems, has received a map you were never given. You have only the voice, and the voice is already talking. It's reviewing your failures from yesterday, the ones you thought you'd buried. It's replaying the awkward silence in that conversation. The email that was a little too desperate. The idea you voiced that was met with a polite, dismissive smile. It catalogs these moments with the meticulous cruelty of an archivist, preserving every flinch, every stumble, every single time you were not perfect. You sit down to work, or to create, or to apply, or to study, or to do the thing that matters, the thing that carries the fragile, terrifying seed of your potential. Your fingers hover over the keys, and the voice settles in beside you, a phantom colleague with bad breath and cold hands. It leans in close, its whisper a dry rustle in your inner ear. Who do you think you are? It's not a question. It's a statement in disguise. It means you are not the person who does this. You are an imposter, a child playing dress-up in an adult's ambitions. Look at the work of others, it says. See how it shines. See how it is finished, and polished, and received? That is real. What you are about to produce, this stumbling, hesitant first draft of your soul. It is pathetic. It is a joke that no one will laugh at. It points to the blank page, the empty canvas, the silent instrument, and it says, see? The emptiness is what you have to offer. The emptiness is what you are. This is the second hour of your shift. The coffee has worn off. The initial, caffeine-fueled spark of defiance has sputtered out. Now comes the real grind. This is where most people quit. This is where they get up, decide to check the news, to scroll, to do the laundry, to make another coffee, to do anything but sit in that chair with that voice. Because the voice is not just doubt. It's a physical presence. It's a knot tightening between your shoulder blades. It's a dull throb beginning its slow, insistent beat at your temples. It's the feeling of your own skin becoming a cage. To believe in yourself in this moment is not a triumphant, fist-pumping act. It is a grim, granular, and deeply unsexy act of endurance. It is placing one word after another, even when each one feels like a lie. It is making one brushstroke, even when you're certain it's the wrong color, the wrong line, the wrong everything. It is practicing the chord, even though your fingers are clumsy, and the music in your head is a symphony you will never capture. This is the work no one sees, This is the work that doesn't get a like, a comment, a paycheck, a round of applause. This is the work you do entirely alone. In the silent, airless room of your own mind. You are the laborer, and you are the foreman. And you are also the cynical, sneering investor who has bet against the entire project. You have to be all three. You have to swing the hammer while also signing the paychecks for your own effort, while simultaneously ignoring the guy in the expensive suit telling you the whole building is going to collapse anyway. So why bother laying the foundation? Lunchtime. A break? No, there are no breaks from this. You eat something, tasting nothing. The voice is now analyzing your posture, your diet, the way you chew. It's connecting your current failure to your lifelong inability to be disciplined. It's weaving a narrative of your inherent flaw, a single thread of weakness that runs through every aspect of your life, from your childhood report cards to this very moment. Sitting alone with a sandwich you don't want. It tells you that truly capable people, the ones who really believe in themselves, don't feel this way. They have a natural, unshakable confidence. They don't have to fight for it. They were born with it. You were not. You were born with this constant low-grade infection of the spirit. The afternoon deepens. The light outside slants, throwing long, distorted shadows across the room. This is often the hardest part. The fatigue is total now, mental, physical, spiritual. You have been in the ring with a ghost all day, and you are covered in the bruises only you can see. The voice, sensing your exhaustion, changes its tactic. It becomes less a critic and more a seducer. It becomes the voice of comfort, of reason. Just stop. It whispers, soft and persuasive now. It's okay to stop. This is too hard. You're tired. Be kind to yourself. Lower the bar. Just for today. Watch something. Read something. Escape. You've earned it. This striving, it's a form of self-punishment. Let go. This is the most dangerous moment of the entire day. Because it's right. You are tired. It is hard. And the offer of respite is a siren song. To quit, just for today, feels like an act of self-care. It feels wise. It feels mature. This is the great deception. This is the illusion of a day off. But there are no days off from your own becoming. Your future self does not get a reprieve because your present self had a tough afternoon. Your future self is in a holding cell, waiting for you to send supplies, to dig the tunnel, to show up with the key. And every time you listen to the seducer, every time you choose the temporary anesthesia of distraction over the painful medicine of effort, you are leaving your future self in that cell for another night. You are postponing their liberation. You are adding another brick to the wall. So what do? How do you not give in? You don't do it with a grand sweeping gesture of heroism. You do it with a small, almost insignificant act of stubbornness. You set a timer for 20 minutes. You tell the voice, the seducer, the critic, you tell it, okay, you win, I hear you. But I am going to do this for just 20 more minutes. And then I can quit. I can walk away. I can give up for the day, but not until this timer goes. And then you begin again. The work is terrible. It feels pointless. The voice is screaming now, furious that its hypnotic spell has been broken. It calls you a fool, a masochist. But you have made a contract with yourself. Just 20 minutes. You can endure anything for 20 minutes. You write one more paragraph. You code one more function. You sketch one more drawing. You send one more email. The seconds drag like years. And then a strange thing can happen. Not always, but sometimes. In the midst of that forced, resentful effort, a tiny spark can catch. A connection is made. A sentence lands with a little more truth. A line finds a more elegant curve. It's not a miracle. It's not a breakthrough. It's a flicker. A single small star. igniting in the vast, dark emptiness of your doubt. It's enough. That flicker is everything. It is the fuel for the next 20 minutes. It is the proof, the tiny, fragile, but tangible proof that the voice is not omniscient. It is not always right. It is a liar. And in that moment, you are no longer just a laborer. You become the architect. You catch a glimpse, however brief, of the blueprint. You remember, for a second, why this matters. Why the dream is worth the daily nightmare of showing up for it. The timer rings. And now, you have a choice. A real one. You can stop, as you promised yourself you could. And today, that might be a victory. Because you showed up for 20 minutes when you wanted to show up for 0. Or, fueled by that tiny, stubborn spark, you might decide to set the timer again. For 10 more minutes. Just 10. This is the essence of the job. It is not a single glorious victory. It is 1,000 small, ugly, grinding negotiations with the weakest, most frightened parts of yourself. It is winning the battle of the 20-minute increment. It is the slow, painful accumulation of tiny, almost invisible proofs that you are capable of more than your fear tells you. Evening falls. You shut down the work. The voice is still there, but it's quieter now, sullen. It's shifting its focus to the rest of your life. It's telling you that you were so focused on your pointless striving that you neglected your relationships, your health, your living space. It's making you feel guilty for the very effort you just expended. This is the paperwork part of the job, the administrative cleanup of your emotional state. You have to process the day's events. You have to file away the criticisms, real and imagined. You have to acknowledge the small wins, the flickers, and you have to log them carefully, because the voice will try to make you forget them by morning. You move through your evening routine. A shower. The water is hot, and for a few minutes, it washes away the psychic grime of the day. The steam fills the room, and in this warm white noise, the voice is muted. This is the closest you get to a lunch break. A few minutes where you are not fighting. You are just a body, feeling the heat, the water, the simple animal comfort of being clean. But it doesn't last. You get out. The world is sharp again. The edges return. You might see people, friends, family. They ask how your day was. And what do you say? Do you tell them about the 20-minute war you fought and won? Do you describe the texture of the void you stared into all afternoon? No, Tai. You say, it was fine. Busy. You smile. You listen to their stories, their own struggles, which seem so concrete, so valid. Their boss is difficult. Their car broke down. Your struggle is a ghost in a locked room. It has no name they would recognize. So you bury it. You perform the role of a person who is okay. This too is part of the job. The emotional labor of protecting others from the depth of your own internal conflict. Then, finally, night. You go to bed. The day is over. The shift is done. But is it? As you lie in the dark, the silence amplifies everything. The voice, which was sullen and quiet, now finds its full, terrifying power. This is its native habitat. The dark, the quiet, the vulnerable space between wakefulness and sleep. This is when it brings out its greatest hits. It plays the montage of every major failure, every heartbreak, every promise you broke to yourself and others. It projects your fears onto the ceiling of the future. It shows you vivid, technicolor visions of ending up alone, forgotten, a cautionary tale of wasted potential. That thing you're working on, it will fail. That person you love, you will disappoint them. You are fundamentally, at your core, not enough. And one day, everyone will see it. The weight is back on your chest. It's hard to breathe. You want to get up, to turn on a light, to shatter the silence with noise. But you don't. You lie there. You let the horror movie play. because you have learned that running from it only makes it louder. You have to face it. You have to let the wave of dread wash over you, through you. You have to feel it completely, until you realize a profound and terrifying truth. The feeling will not kill you. The panic, the shame, the fear. It is agonizing. It is unbearable. But it is not fatal. You will still be here when it passes. Your heart will keep beating. Your lungs will keep drawing air. And in that realization, in that utter exhaustion at the end of your resources, a new voice can sometimes speak. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's a quiet, bone-deep knowing. It's the voice of the future self you are fighting for. It has no words, only a feeling of solidity, a feeling of a hand on your own, a feeling that says, I am here, I am waiting, and I'm so proud of you for today. This is the final, most important task of the day, to receive that signal, to let that quiet, wordless affirmation be the last thing you feel before sleep claims you. It is the direct deposit into your spiritual bank account, the payment for the day's brutal labor. It is what you will need to draw on tomorrow, when the alarm goes off and the weight is there again, waiting. Then you sleep, and for a few blessed hours, there is nothing, no voice, no fight, just the deep, dark, silent repair of the unconscious. Then the alarm. The sound is of violence. It rips you from the peace of nothingness and throws you back into the world of something. The weight is there. Immediately. The voice is there. It hasn't slept. It is fresh, caffeinated, and ready for the new shift. It greets you with its familiar refrain. Again? You're going to do this again? You know how it ends. In exhaustion and a few pitiful flickers. Is it worth it? You open your eyes. The room is the same. The world is the same. The battle is the same. But you are not entirely the same. You are a veteran of yesterday's war. You have the scars. You have the memory of the flicker. You have the ghost of that wordless pride from your future self. It is not much. It is a thin, worn shield. But it is something. You swing your feet to the floor. The gravity is immense. Every cell in your body screams to lie back down. This is the first decision, the most important one. The act of rising is not a physical act. It is a metaphysical one. It is a vote cast for the future over the past. It is a declaration made with your body that you are still in the fight. You walk to the kitchen. You make the coffee. The ritual. The order. The rebellion. This is the job. It is a full-time job to believe in yourself. There are no promotions. There is no retirement plan. The paycheck is not money. It is moments of quiet clarity, the occasional flicker of creation, the slow, almost imperceptible construction of a life that feels like your own. Boss is a tyrant who lives in your head. The co-worker is your own fear. The work is invisible, grueling, and often feels pointless. But it is the most important work you will ever do. Because the world does not need you to be perfect. The world does not need you to be confident. The world needs you to be present. It needs your specific, strange, and beautiful contribution. That contribution is currently trapped behind the wall you are slowly, painstakingly dismantling, brick by daily brick, with your raw, bleeding hands. No one is coming with a wrecking ball to do it for you. No one can fight the voice for you. This is your contract. This is your mission. To show up. To place the word after the word. To make the mark after the mark. To endure the silence after the silence. To get up on the days when the weight feels like it will crush you. And on the days when it feels a little lighter. And on the days when you can't even remember what the weight feels like. You get up anyway, because you know it will return. This is not a journey with a destination. It is a practice. It is a discipline. Like a muscle, it atrophies without constant, consistent, painful use. You don't get to take a vacation from your own potential. You don't get to call in sick to your own destiny. So you breathe. You take the first sip of coffee. You look out the window at the world that seems to have a map, and you acknowledge the truth. You have no map. You have only a compass. And that compass is your own stubborn, fragile, flickering belief. It points toward a north you cannot see, a future you can only imagine. Your job, your only job, is to take the next step in that direction, even when you are lost. Especially when you are lost. The voice is starting its morning briefing. It's listing the reasons today will be a failure. You let it talk. You don't argue. You don't fight. You simply listen. And then you turn your head, ever so slightly, toward the compass. You feel for the needle. You find your direction. And you begin.